So now this is Google Earth. This is Nigeria. So if you want to use the software, you use the software in such a way that it's, you know, as a surveyor, as a GIS expert, you need to understand that even though the application is available to every other person, but as a surveyor, the information that you get from it is quite different. So Google Earth is like this. It is just like any other application, like AutoCAD. It's just that the operations are different. Do you understand? So now, every application, every CAD application has file. This is file. Every application will have file. Then the edit, the view, the tools which you can use to toggle the type of coordinates. You can see as I'm moving my mouse around, the coordinate here is changing. Look at the coordinate here. You can see that it's changing as I'm moving the mouse around. So those are the coordinates of all locations around the world. You understand? I can move from here to South Africa to United States of America. I can pick coordinates there. You can go to Atlanta. You can get to Georgia. You can do things there. So Google Earth is just like an interface between yourself, the data you want to acquire, and GIS. Do you understand? So now, let's come to federal score surveying. So let's assume that we want to relate federal score surveying. Does anybody have the control of the coordinates of any control survey school? Any control? DMSC or all those controls? Who has it? Okay, if anybody has a mobile photographer, just call your mobile photographer and call out the coordinates. There's another way. Another way is you can search. You can search by name. I will type here now, federal score surveying. Federal Okay, so another way, if you don't search, if you are not searching here, if you are not searching for it here, you can come to this thing that looks like Spain. So you click on it, on that arc place mark. So now you can see that the coordinates that is displaying is in latitude and longitude. So you can change it. So if you want to change it, so you can change it. You change it to Universal Traverse Mercator. You come to your tools. There's options here. You click on the options. When you click on the options, you can see that at this place it's showing that show latitude and longitude. That's decimal degrees. There's degree, minutes, seconds, degree, decimal, minutes, Universal Traverse Mercator. That's the coordinate system you want to set here. So I'll just click it. I'll click it that this is what I want. I want it to do the coordinates. And then you press apply and OK. You can see that the coordinate here has changed. Okay? So once that coordinate is changed, then you can add your place mark again. You add your place mark and then you type in the coordinates. Now, here is zone what? Zone 31. I think we're hitting zone 31. I call the coordinate for me. 604. Huh? 842. Point what? 1 what? 1 3. Okay. Nothing. 866. 976. Point what? So I will name it FSS. So you press OK. You see that pin went directly to that location. Do you understand? So I will just zoom into the place. I'm zooming with this pan pot again. Okay, can you see now? So now this is survey zone. Can you see? So this is the entrance. This is the gate. I mean, yeah. So with this now, that coordinate that you sent to me, that is most likely the location of which country is it? It's not a country, it's just any coordinates that you put on site. Okay. So now this is the location of that coordinate that I called out to you now. And this is where it is. I think this is This is lecture theater, right? Have you? And this is Suez and practical unit. So you can see. So with this now, and you can notice as I'm moving my mouse, you can see these values changing here. Can you see? So as I'm moving my mouse, everywhere that I'm going, the coordinates stay here. So in space, I can pick coordinates of any point, any location on this space. Do you understand what I'm saying? So this gives us room to get data of location, and it's not only coordinates, both coordinates and height. Do you understand? So now the coordinates and the height is reference to the GIS system. Do you understand? So all those things are just a part of it. And then there are several other things that you can do on it. You can go back in time. You can go back in time with bullets. So how does this help you? Like HND students now, you can be given a project to do a research on land use, land cover, or vegetation cover. So when you do projects or research like vegetation cover, it will help you to know how development has come over a place for the past 5-10 years. Do you know that we can check how development is in survey tool as far back as 5 years ago, 10 years ago? You can know what's going on, and then you can do it. So this is what Google Lens is all about. So for now, let's assume that we want to do the mapping of federal school of survey. We want to create a map of federal school of survey. So I said the other time that you can go back in time. Let me show you. Let me give you an example. So to go back in time, there's an icon here. This icon here. It says show historical imagery. Use the time slider to move and acquire the date. So immediately I click like this, I can go back in time. This image here is 2022. This image was acquired 2022. It's a satellite image from satellites that are in space. Do you understand? So now I can go back in time to as far back as 2014. This is the image as 2014. Do you notice any change? Like, okay, let's try and check the changes. You can see this building here. This building here. I think that's the that one there. So let's check as at year 2014. Was it there? It was not there. Can you see? Can you see that the building was not there? It was just bush. So this is the no changes that has happened over time. Do you understand? So now when we go back to 2022, you can see the building was as at this time the building was under construction. It was not yet moved as at this time. So when we now go back to that was 2010. When we now go back to 2020, it has been roofed and completed. Can you see now? So that's what Google Lens is. Google Lens has all this data. So what other things can you do? You can do you can acquire XYZ of a place. What do I mean? In surveying, there's engineering survey, isn't it? There's engineering survey. And in engineering survey, what you do is you pick the center line coordinates and heights of the road. You pick the coordinates and then you set it out. That's all it's about for route survey. So now for route survey, without even going to site, you can acquire the same XYZ coordinate that you need on site on Google Earth and use it for your design. Do you understand? Very possible. There are things that you can do on Google Earth. So, but because we are interested in ArcGIS, so I will not want to waste too much of our time. So this is what we do. Let us acquire the image of survey tool now. Okay? So, but then let's assume that we are given a job to do the survey, the perimeter survey, or you are given a practical to do the perimeter survey of federal school of surveying. So, and then you intend to go. I don't want to go to site. I just want to take the body. I just want to do the perimeter survey. So, what are the things you look at for? You need to know if there is a fence line that shows the boundary of the location, or maybe it has a river as its boundary, or maybe there are other developments around it that can give you little points that you can use to define the boundary. So what do you do? So for a place like Survey School now, this fence line has been known. Abi? So all you need to do is to identify the fence line. Alright, so now I said the other time that this is the gatehouse, isn't it? This is that fence. Abi? This is the coming in. Abi? This is the going outside. Abi? Alright. This is the chapel. Abi? This is the school feed. Abi? Can you identify that? Am I correct? If I'm wrong, tell me. Alright. So this is the mosque. Abi? That's second mosque. Okay. This is the other mosque at the back, right? This is the admin. Abi? Alright, so we can identify those things, they are correct. So the next thing is to identify the fence line. So how do you mark out the fence line? So there is a 2 here, just like how AutoCAD is. There's a 2 here on the Google Earth that you can use to mark out the fence line. So you can use either polygon, or you use hard path. So I'll use a polygon. I'll use add polygon. So with this now you can name it. I'll say FSS boundary. I'll type FSS boundary. And then I will not close it to. I'll just hide it somewhere. And then I will pick out the boundary of Survey School. So I will start from the gate. So this is your school. You know your boundary. So just follow me and then let's map it out together. So this is the first gate line, Abi. And then from here, this is where the first line ends, isn't it? This is Coca Hall, Abi. This is Coca Hall. So let's continue. So this is the first line here, Abi. The first line continues like this. The first line continues like this. Are you seeing it? Alright. So the first line continues like this. I think it ends somewhere here. This is where this is this place, right? This is the assembly hall where we are right now. This is the assembly hall. Can you see? Alright. So this is the first line, it ends here. Can you see? And then it continues here too. It reaches here. So now there's something called image interpretation in photogrammetry. Image interpretation, where you can look at image and identify features on a terrain. So this is where it is applicable. All those things are advised to say, very good. You understand? So if we continue here now, the first also continues here. Can you see? You can drag it. If you make mistake, you can right click and continue again. Do you understand? If you make mistake, you can undo it and continue. So I just want to mark it out and then we'll go to ArcGIS now. Can you see? This is the fence. The fence line goes like this. Can you see? This is another edge of the fence. And then the fence continues here too. Can you see? The fence continues here. So the river here is the boundary for the Survey School. This is Ajebule Market. This is Ajebule Market. So the river is the boundary for this place. So the fence line at just side follows the side of the chapel. And then it comes like this to this place. That junction there, and to where that empty mast is. So that's the boundary of Survey School. Can you see now? And then it comes here, and then it's finished here. Can you see? So that's how the boundary goes. So you can just save it. You can now save it. I've put FSS boundary and then okay. So with that now, I can capture the boundary. Let me make it bold. Okay, now, so once this is the panel of solid now. So now the next thing that we need to do is to acquire the image, take it to ArcGIS, then georeference and do the mapping. So with this now, we can now start mapping out the buildings there, the roads, the vegetation, every other features. Do you understand? So we can call that an as-built survey. Do you understand? Only that we are using GIS approach to do it. So the same thing that you get from using your instrument to build the edges of all the buildings in some and now plot it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So instead of going with your equipment and pick edges of all the buildings, pick trees, like you do in your practical, instead of doing all those, you can actually sit down in your hostel, open Google Earth, locate the place, just go to the sound. You send me the coordinates, I put it, went to the foundation, acquired the image, take it to ArcGIS, and then we map out all the necessary. Do you understand? With this now, once you map it out, you now export it, you can take it to AutoCAD. So with AutoCAD, you now prepare the story plan. It will now look as though you went to site. Do you understand? So now you can give out information like that. You now even go to site without entering this font at all. And you see the same amount of you still get the same exact amount of cells as going to site. Because information is moving. Map and you are supplying it. Whether you want to start it, do you understand? So now, let's acquire the imagery now. So now let's do that. Let's do this survey now. Let us georeference it and let us acquire the image. Now, before you acquire the image at all, see, there's something about Google Earth. Google Earth is in 3-dimensional form. Google Earth is in 3D. You can see. You can see. It's in 3D. You understand? From here, you can view the sun. You can view the moon. It's very possible. You can view. Let me show you. Like for example, now I can go to. These are the stars. These are the constellations. You know. I just want to quickly show you. This is Mars. This is Mars. Can you see? This is Mars. This is Mars. This is Mars. This is Mars. Can you see? This is Mars. I think all these things that you are seeing, these are expeditions that they've done, that Tesla has done to Mars. They have images. You can click on them. It will only take me. Okay, I think they have one image that USSR did here. Okay, this is the image. You can go there. You can download it. You see images of some things, some activities that are going on Mars. Just go and learn that one. Go and do those ones on your own. Do you understand? All those things are there. So let's go back to Google Earth. In your field astronomy too, there are some certain stars. When we do star observation, star observation. When you do your star almanac, all those things, there are some certain stars. If you know their name, you can search them on Google Earth. It will take you to those stars. You can take some of those parameters that are used for computation of star observations. I know you might not understand, but just grab it like that. Okay, so let's go back to. So what I'm saying is that Google Earth is in 3D. So you have to be careful that when you are acquiring your image, that it is in the right orientation. It is not tilted like this, you know. It is not displaced. It is rightly oriented. So that when you are extracting your information, you are extracting correct information. So when you are doing things like this, errors can also happen. It is not perfect. Google Earth is not perfect. Google Earth is not the most accurate, but at least to some level, you know, accuracy is not that degrees of accuracy, isn't it? Abi? So that's its own accuracy. But to some extent, it has been accepted, and that's why we have it as software. So you can still rely on the information. So now, I want to go back to where we are. So I'll just click on that same file. It will take us there. So now you can see that the image is treated like this. Abi? So now you have to orient it for it to come back and it will be flat on your screen. So you just press R. just press R. So once you press R, it orients it and makes it flat like an image, like an actual snap image. Do you understand? So now, this is my area of interest. My area of interest is like this, Abby, because that's where the boundary is. So all I need to do is create some points, identify some points here that I can also identify on ground. But this time around, this particular software has coordinates, so I don't need to go to ground and pick the coordinates again, since the coordinates is already on Google Earth. Do you understand? So, but for adventure, it is just an ordinary sheet of paper or a picture that was given to you. You have to actually identify those points on the image and go to sites and pick the coordinates and now use it to reference. Do you understand? So I don't need to stress myself. I just pick the coordinates here and take it to ArcGIS. So let me launch my ArcGIS down so that because that is to take time. So now I'm going to be creating for georeferencing. You need minimum of 4 points. Minimum of how many points? 4 points for georeferencing an image. So those 4 points, you need to know the XY and you need to know the location that is on the image. Do you understand? So now I'm just going to pick a random 4 points. And if you want to do it, you have to make sure that it's at the edges of the picture, the edges of the image. Do you understand? So we're going to be picking 4 points now. Look at the way I'm going to do it too. So now, when we wanted to plot the coordinates on Google at that time, we used that place mark, this place mark thing, this thing that looks like pen. So I clicked on it. So now I cannot use this to georeference. So this is a method. There are 2 methods. It's either you pick the coordinates, you write it somewhere, and you identify the point to yourself, or you create a stamp on the image. You know, in photogrammetry, the lecturer will say that when you go for the practical, he will say that you use pin, to pin the points on the image. But right here on the software, you don't be pinning your laptop now, So there's a tool on the laptop, on the software, that you can use to pin that image on Google Earth. When you pin it, you now take it to ArcGIS. By the time you take it to ArcGIS, it's going to follow the image. Like our stamps on the image here. So that Google ArcGIS, do you understand? So you don't need to stress. That's what software is. It is called software. You don't have to stress. You understand? You don't need to stress. So now, I'll just make it into, so I want to change that icon of that pen into something that is relatable, something that will easily see. So I want to change it now. Look at the way I'm going to do it. I click on this. I will look for something like crosshair of a theodolite, something that looks like a crosshair, so that I will be able to identify the point. You know, crosshairs make us to identify points, the point of intersection, isn't it? So now I'm going to use this crosshair here. This. I'm going to change the color to something that if the color is too faint, you will now be looking for it. It will not make any sense. But you use the color in such a way that you'll be able to quickly identify it on the image. So I'm going to use this one now. I'm going to use this color red. I'll change the icon size to something very small, because if it is too big, the points also will be too big and it will not be accurate. Because when we deal with accuracy, we talk about points. Points has the most smallest diameter you can ever think of. 0.00000 diameter, radius or diameter, whatever. So such that you cannot even define it. It has to be points. So, well, I'm going to be using something very small. I'll use something like maybe 0.3. 0.3. So, okay, I'll press OK. Then I'll name it as my first control point. So we call it ground control point. When you say control point, either way, control point. What is the control point? What's the control point? A point of what? No coordinates. So that means that particular point, you know it's what? It's XY. You know the coordinates. So when you know the coordinates, you'll be able to now transfer it to the software. Do you understand? So I'm going to put it there as my first control point, number 1. Can you see? Now this, look at it, this is very tiny there. Very, very small. Can you see it? That small red dot. So all I need to do is to just put it at the edges of my image. I'll put one here. One. Okay, let me put it clockwise. Always press your R to orient the image so that it is flat, and put it at a place where you easily find it. This is my first one, the first control point. I'll create another one again. Automatically it will be there. So all I need to just do is to move it to a very good location where I will easily find it. So this is number 2, control point 2. Okay. Then another one, control point 3. I'll put it somewhere here. I want to remove this. Okay. Control point number 3. I'll put it here so I can easily see it. I'll name it number 3. Then the fourth one too. I'll put it somewhere here. I wish the screen was very big enough so that you can see it very well, but just try and look at it. And then number 4. So with this now, I will orient my image and then I will save and screenshot this image. There's a way you can download an image right from Google Earth here. So there are 2 ways of downloading it. There's an app again. The app is called Universal Map Downloader. Now, Universal Map Downloader will download the image, but it will not show all these things that you've mapped out. So you actually have to go and check the image again and look for those points and put it accordingly. But when you download it directly from Google Earth like this, all those stampings, all these things that you put, everything will be there. So you won't stress to look for it. So now, the reason why that Universal Map Downloader application is good is it helps you to work with areas that are very big. Imagine you want to do the mapping of Africa. You understand? That's very big. So you might not be able to save it and be able to zoom to that location. So you use Universal Map Downloader. You can download it online. So that Universal Map Downloader will download it in a TIF format. Now that TIF format, you don't need to georeference it again. When you download that application, what you our georeferenced? So you understand? Image our georeferenced. Like it will download that image with X, Y, Z. So you don't need georeference again. So all you need to do is to just load it to ArcGIS and digitize direct. That's what that application does. So, but then for the sake of beginner like us that we're just learning, so you just screenshot it. So this is the icon that you use. Look at this icon here. This third to the last, you see save image. You see it there. So click on it. It will take a grab of it. Can you see? You know, it already made it a map. It brought out the legend and then an untitled map. So now, another thing is, by the time you now grab it like that, you have to make sure that the resolution is very good, such that if you zoom in, you'll be able to see the ground clearly. Do you understand? So I'll come to this resolution here. I'll change it to maximum. Immediately I change this to maximum. All this legend, everything will killed itself such that it will make it fit. And then I'll save the image. When I save the image, it will ask me the folder where I want to save it. So just go to your laptop, look for the folder where you want to save it. So I'm going to be saving it in a folder here. I'll create a new folder. I'll say FSS tutorial. I'll open the folder and I'll give it a name. Federal School of Surveying image, and I'll save it. So it's good to download. So this image now, we'll now take it to ArcGIS. Alright, so it has downloaded now. So what we need to do is just to go to ArcGIS. When you just freshly open ArcGIS, this is how it's going to look like immediately you launch it. So you just click on the blank map and then you press OK. So it's going to come in this interface. So this is the workspace. This place here. This is the workspace. This is your toolbar. It's called Arc Toolbar. This is your this is the menu bar. This is the menu bar. Just like I said earlier, that any software you always find file there. What the file does is gives you an interaction between your laptop and the software, so that you can open new folders, new jobs, existing jobs on your system directly on the software. So it's just a link between your laptop and your software. So now all these tools are here for you to be able to execute tasks on the software without having to write a program for it. Without having to write a program for it. You don't need to write program. You don't need to do all those programming. It has been programmed. So you just need to go to the tool. It's just like when a mechanic has a workshop, he has a toolbox. So to have 2 shafts, wrench to malo, come along, add to other here. So that's what that tool is for. You just go there, use the tool, and you execute the task. So that's what all this toolbox is for. And then you have a table of contents here. The table of contents displays the tasks you are doing presently. So the table of contents is here. This is the table of contents. It displays what you are doing. But because you have not been doing anything, that's why it is like this. So now for us to map, to do mapping, we want to create a map now. We want to create the map of Federal School of Surveying. So the first thing we do is you have to input your image. Image that download like on it. I'm going to input here. Look at the way I'm going to input it to. So you come here on your table of contents. You come to these layers. You right click. You add data. You click on add data. Otherwise, you can still find it here. The same add data is still here, somewhere in the icon here. Add data. So it is 2 ways. Either you use that one or use this one. You add the data. So it will bring this interface. This interface is for you to be able to search things that are in your laptop. So we'll now go and locate that image. I'll save like on it. I'm going to locate it. We'll bring it in. Do you understand? So I'll just locate that folder. I remember that I saved it on my desktop inside FSS tutorial. And this is it. This is the image here. And I'll just click add. What am I load the image here? Can you see the image? So it will bring out the image. So this image now is what we will now georeference. Do you understand? Now, as you see this image now, it is not tied to any coordinates for correct software. It will be pictured. Do you understand? It's just like the same equipment that in the photo lab. When you take that photograph, see Baba Man show and that black and white image, and you put it into the instrument is still seeing it as ordinary paper until you attach the coordinates. Do you understand? So that's what we want to do. So now, I need to find all those 4 georeferencing points that I put on Google Earth, if I can still find them here. Do you understand? So my first point was here, somewhere here. I put my first point somewhere here. Can you see 1? Can you see? Then number 2 was here. Can you see? Number 2. Then number 3 was here. Number 3, can you see? Then number 4, I put it somewhere here. Can you see? So those 4 points are there, and it is also on Google Earth. So what do I need to do? Go to Google Earth, take the coordinates, and bring it here, and attach it to it. So now this ArcGIS will now help me to. I can now bring out all the roads, the building, the fence line, the vegetation. I will design it. I will carve it out, map it out. Now the process of mapping it out is what is called digitizing. The process of mapping out a map. The process of mapping out an image is what is called digitizing. You can also do it on AutoCAD, only that it's a bit tedious, takes more time, and you cannot be assured of the accuracy of the georeferencing. Do you understand? You can do it also on AutoCAD. Do you understand? You can load an image to AutoCAD and georeference on AutoCAD, but you cannot be so sure of the accuracy of the georeferencing. Only correct. Only shape perfect. But on ArcGIS, you can georeference and you can correct coordinates. You can apply adjustments on it. Do you understand? So when you apply adjustments on it, it will adjust the coordinates that you use to georeference, turn the errors to 0, and you are sure that, oh yes, this is correct. Do you understand? So now you can continue. So this is what we want to do now. So let us georeference this image now. So we want to perform the operation georeferencing now. So please pay attention. Pay attention. So this is surface 2. This was the boundary that we lined up the other time. So I intentionally left it there so that we'll be able to easily identify it. We won't have to stress again doing it here. So you can actually easily do it sharp and fast. Can you see the guest house? This is the guest house here. Okay, so now let us georeference. So to georeference, this is the tool. This is the tool for georeferencing here. But before you georeference, you need to identify the coordinate system that you want to work with. The coordinate system. And you need to set the data frame. You need to set the instrument and the software to the coordinate system that you want to use. Do you understand? Or else you will just be doing rubbish. So the coordinate that we use on Google Earth is the same that you sent to me the other time, which is UTM zone 31. Places like Abuja, towards the north, they are in zone 32. Then a little bit to Chad, and down like that, they are in zone 33. Places like Auchi are also in zone 32. Now from Edo State to our side here, we are in zone 31. Do you understand? So the map of Nigeria is, in fact, the entire world is mapped into zones. So I don't want to bore you with all these things. You will learn it later. You will know it. I will not give you all the stress. You will know it later. So let's reference this now. Let's reference this. So we'll now go back to our Google Earth. Go to our Google Earth. We go to our point 1. So you can just click on this, and then immediately I clicked on it on the map. It identified it here also. The table. This is this one's table of contents. So to show me by that's one. I right click. I click on properties. So to run on coordinates me by. Those are the coordinates here. So I will just take it. I'll just copy it. I'll just copy it. Copy. And I'll go back to my ArcGIS. So now, I said something the other time that before you reference, you have to set the coordinate system. So coordinate system, UTM zone 31. So I will right click anywhere on this workspace. I will right click. I'll go down. Data frame properties. I'll click on it. So I will now set the coordinate system of this place. So for the coordinate system, I have set my own. I have set favorites for it. But normally, you have to go to those folders and identify it. So normally we are in a. So UTM is a projected coordinate system. I don't want to disturb you about it. It's map projection. We learn it later. So you go to projected coordinate system. We are in the world. UTM. Then you go to WGS 1984. And then you click it, and then we are in the northern hemisphere. N, that's 31N, meaning northern hemisphere. So you click on it, bam, and then you go to zone 31. You look for zone 31. So this is zone 31 here, and then you press OK. So I've set this data frame now. So the software now knows that I am in somewhere between Oyo, you know, the software already has that information. So all I now need to do is to now put the coordinates. So I'll now put the coordinates now. So I'll go to georeferencing. Now, before you start to georeference, always uncheck auto adjust. Always uncheck it. By default, the software will check auto adjust. So what that auto adjust means is, immediately to input the first coordinate, you will see coordinate you will not see it on the screen again. You will now have to be looking for it up and down. So instead of giving yourself that stress, uncheck it. What it means is, wait, software, let me put all the 4-point coordinates before you take it to the location. Do you understand? That's what it means. So now I will uncheck it now. Immediately I uncheck it, software already understand that. Okay, this should go 4 points coordinate, yes, to velocity. Sure, you understand. So I'll click on georeferencing again. So you will see this place. You see an icon far right on that georeferencing. That icon is called add control points. Add control points. So you click on it. So immediately you click on it, it's going to bring this knife tool out. That crosshair. So that crosshair will give you that ability to be able to locate that point, that georeferencing point. So you go there, you locate it. Can you see? Can you see? Shall I go fit things in way? So I'll try to fit into that thing so that it will get the exact point. I'll click on it. Can you see? Once I click on it, what's the pinpointing? Just like when you are using paint to mark it on physical paper, it's a pinpointing. Then I right click. You now ask me, is it XY that I want to put or latitude and longitude? But we want to use XY. I mean, coordinate and among those good words. So, and then I put XY, and then I put my easting first. But to copy a leg, I'll just paste it. That's it. Eh? I'll go and take my nothing to copy it and then paste it. Eh? Once I paste it, I press OK. So I will do this now for the entire 4 points. Do you understand now? I will do it for the entire 4 points. So now let me rush and do the 4 points. Just watch me as I'm doing it. Watch me. Alright, so now I have inputted all the coordinates of the 4 points. So now I have attached the coordinates to those points. So now what I just did now is I just georeferenced the image. So now you can see, now look at these places now. You can see that the coordinate is still showing minus something. Look at this place. See this place. Is this showing minus something? It is not yet correct. That's not the coordinates of that area, Abby. So now, until when I update to georeference, it will now take it to the actual location. So now, just like AutoCAD, So what do I do now at this point? I'll go to my georeferencing and I'll click update georeferencing. So now it will take the image to that place. So all I need to do is to go to that exact location. So what do? I just go to this place. You see full extent. Full extent. Another option, if you cannot find it here, you can right click and click on full extent. It is like that. It's either you right click on full extent or you see it somewhere in this corner too. So I'll click on full extent and then it brings the image. Can you see now? So now see as I'm moving my mouse about, you can see that the coordinate is correct. You can see? Can you see? Can you see? So now perform adjustments on those coordinates that you've used to georeference now. To perform the adjustments. To perform the adjustments. I think HND students should listen to this. To perform the adjustments now, because right now you can be sure that there was no error while copying the coordinates, while clicking on that point. You might not get the exact point, it might not really be correct. But with adjustment will do all that is necessary, to do all the correction. So we just come to this place. You come to this place, you see view link table. View link table. So you click on the view link table. Once you click on the view link table, on this auto adjust, can you see the residuals? These are the residuals, the errors on those coordinates. And if you zoom to where this map is, you see where the error is. You see all those small errors. You see that blue small line. That is the error. That is the accurate error. So it's supposed to be point on that mark. It's supposed to be exactly on that point. So once you perform the adjustments using any method, Jolesi, polynomial, all those things, you just perform the adjustments, it corrects it, and change all those residuals to 0. So I'll just come to the transformation method here. We have first order polynomial, we have similarity polynomial, we have zero order, and we have projective transformation. So I used to use projective transformation. Always use projective transformation. It is the best. It will correct it. So you just click on projective transformation, bam, and then everything turns to 0 and adjust this one. Can you see now? So now if you pick any coordinates and you put it there, it's just the exact location that it is. Do you understand? And that correction is done. And then with this, you can beat your chest that this georeferencing is correct any day, anytime. So that's how it is. And then when you are done, you come to georeferencing again and you update it again. You update the georeferencing again. And then you click on your pick tool. And that's all. So this image is georeferencing now. So right now, it remains for us to start mapping. Because right now, it is georeferenced. Such that if you pick any location on ground with your GPS and you plot the coordinate here, it will fall in the exact location where you picked it. Do you understand? So that's what it is. So now to create a map now, you need shapefiles. We call it shapefiles. You create shapefiles. So that shapefiles will enable you to group the data you want to acquire into groups, and then you'll be able to export it to AutoCAD. So what I'm saying is, you'll be able to create shapefiles and create your data sets into groups such that you have shapefile for buildings. All buildings, you'll be able to digitize all the buildings once. All roads, you'll be able to digitize once. All flowers, you'll be able to digitize once. All trees, you'll be able to digitize once. And then you know that the feature you use to digitize a building will be different from the one you use to digitize a road. Because road is line. Abi, building is a polygon, box, irregular shapes. Do you understand? And trees, you will use something like circles, right, to identify. When you are creating a plan, that's how it is, isn't it? When you are digitizing a building, you use box, blah. So let's start. So I'll create a shapefile for buildings now. So you go to your catalog. There's something called catalog on ArcGIS. Catalog is what connects your software to the folders on your laptop. So I'll create a shapefile now. So I created a folder at that time for FSS tutorial. So I'm going to locate that folder now. This is it here. So I'm going to create a shapefile. I will right click on that folder. Immediately I locate it. So I went to my catalog. So immediately I locate it, I'll right click on it, go to new, and create a folder. I will name it shapefiles. Shape files. So now I created a folder now, shapefile. If I go to my laptop inside, this folder will have been created there by default by itself, because anything you do on the catalog is what you are doing. It's like you are doing it inside your laptop directly. So now I've created that folder. I'll open it. I'll right click again, but this time around I'm going to new. I'm not going to show folder now. I will now create the shapefile. So I'll create shapefile for roads, for buildings, for trees, for flowers, for every other man-made and artificial features that are within that area, so that I'll be able to digitize it. Now look at it. Watch me as I'm doing it. So I'll create shapefile for buildings. So buildings, is it going to be polyline or polygon? Polygon. Alright. And then I'll choose the coordinate system. Whatever coordinate system you are using must be the same one that you set that time. You have to set the same coordinate system. So I will choose WGS 64.31. Okay. So I've created shapefile for buildings. And immediately I create it, it's going to be showing on my table of contents. Look at my table of contents here. Can you see buildings? That's buildings that I just created now. So I'll create the rest. What are the other features that I want to digitize in this map? I want to digitize the road, the vegetation, blah, blah, blah. So now, I will right click, new, shapefile. Now, this time around, roads. Roads will be in polyline, right? Polyline. And then the coordinate system is WGS84. Okay. And then another one, vegetation. New, shapefile, vegetation. Will also be polygon. I choose the same coordinate system. Okay. And then what else? I think that's all. Buildings, roads, vegetation. Okay, maybe trees. Trees will be a point feature. So that will be trees. Point. And then this one will now be WGS64. So that's one. And that's all. So now we want to start mapping it out now. I've created all the shapefile. So it remains to start mapping it out. So let's see how we map out. This is how we map out. So you go to your editor. There's editor here. There's editor here. If you cannot find it here, you can right click anywhere on this top and look for editor. Click on it, it will just show. So once it's showing, you can just drag it there and start. So I'll click on editing, start editor. Then I'll come somewhere here, you'll see create features. Can you see? So I want to start with the roads. Let me first digitize the roads. So if I want to digitize the roads, I will digitize the center line of the roads. Look at it too. Or, okay, I was supposed to first do the boundary. The boundary is there before. So let me just define the boundary first. Let me create shapefile for the boundary. Let me create shapefile for the boundary. New shapefile. Boundary will be in polygon now, Abby. So let me now digitize. Let me start mapping out now. So I went to editor, start editing. Then I'll go to my create features. So I want to do the boundary first. Let me quickly rush and do the boundary. So I have mapped it out before. So I don't need to stress too much. So I'll just follow what I did before. So that's the essence of what I did on Google Earth. It will help me to identify it since I have done that earlier on. Okay, so I've mapped that portion out. That portion has been mapped. So I can choose I can choose for this coloring, this thing that is covering it. I can choose for it not to show. So I'll just come to my table of content. That's in boundary. I'll click on it, change it to Olo, and click OK. So just make sure that the inside is not blocked. Do you understand? So the next thing is to digitize out the buildings inside. You digitize out the buildings, the roads, blah blah blah. So now we've created shapefile for all these things. So you just go to your create features again. You click on the buildings. So I want to remove that covering on the buildings too. You do the same way you did. Change it back to Olo. Then you can go to your editor again. Start editor. You click on the buildings. So let's start from the lecture theater. Let's start digitizing from the lecture theater. So from the lecture theater, you have this. So what you do is you now map the edges. So you be careful of those edges as though you are carrying your instrument to the edge of that building to pick the points. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you are very careful so that the accuracy will be such that if someone that goes to site with instruments and pick the edges, and you now plot it and put it on each other, it won't be too much difference. It will be as though you also went to site to pick the coordinates. Do you understand? Because if I go with instruments and pick a point, and you also come to the same spot and pick a point, and you don't know, there will still be some difference. Do you understand? So it will be negligible. In short, that's what I mean. So now let's start mapping it out. So we map it. Don't mind how fast I am. By the time you'll be doing your own, you might not be very fast as me, because I am used to it. Do you understand? So, but then if you keep doing it with time, you also learn how to do it. Can you see? So I'll start digitizing the buildings out. There are errors in digitizing. There are overshooting, undershooting, missing line segments, all those things. You have to be careful of them also, such that you don't overshoot, you don't undershoot, and there are no missing lines. Can you see the way I'm digitizing it? This is the chapeau. Abi? Can you see? This is Ministry of Works, right? So you click like that. When you get to the last point, you double click to stop. You double click back to stop. You start, you go. When you get to the last point, you double click. If you make a mistake, Ctrl Z. Do you understand? Look at it. If I'm digitizing and then suddenly I do like this, you can press Ctrl Z. You do Ctrl Z, it will undo, and then you can continue. This is that uncompleted building that is there. Abi? So by the time we are done, you will see how beautiful this will come out. So let's go to Efiongo. This is Efiongo, Abi? This is Olayinka. Abi? Don't forget, you follow the shape of the building as you are seeing it. You follow the shape of the building. This place, there is a small arc here in front of that Olayinka. You can do short lines to follow through. Do you understand? Can you see? That's Olayinka, then Coca Hall. This thing is blocking it, but because I can still remember how the hostel looks like, I don't think it will confuse me. This is a Bucknor Hall. This is the Rector's Lodge and the Deputy Rector's Office. Abi? This is that cooperative building. Can you see? This is the clinic. This is the pavilion. The dressing room. The mosque. First house office. Okay, so these are the classroom here. We have done all this. We have digitized these buildings. So I think let us digitize the roads so that you see how the roads are also digitized. So I'll just come to your create features here. You click on the roads. You can see the road. This is the express road. That's Oyo Lagos Express Road. You just digitize the center of the road. Do you understand? You just digitize the center of the road. Then the road that enters, it enters from here. It comes to this place. This is the road that passes in front of Effiong. The road that goes to CWES and practical units. So like that, you just digitize. Do you understand? So you just follow the center of the road. Can you see now? So when you are done digitizing everything. So now you don't need the image again. So you can remove the image. So how do you remove the image? You come to this table of contents. Then when you see that FSS JPEG, you just uncheck it. Bam. And here is your map. And see now, the map has been created. How do you take it to AutoCAD? Just look at it too. You export it. You just export it. Look at it too. So I said there is a toolbox. If you remember, I said there is a toolbox, and what you did is you just pick the tool, use it to execute it, and then that's all. So you go to your toolbox. On that toolbox, there is conversion tool. Conversion. So that means this map that we do, we want to convert it to AutoCAD. So that's why we look for our conversion tool. So in that conversion tool, he was asking the other time, what other format can we export it? You can export it as an AutoCAD. You can export it by extracting the coordinates. All these points that we digitize now, the boundary, you can extract all the coordinates and extract it in Excel. You now have the coordinates of all the edges of the boundary, the coordinates of the
edges of all the buildings. You know, in your practical, you will say that you should submit the coordinates of all that you acquired on site. Imagine that you didn't go to site. Now you want to extract the coordinates of all the points. So ArcGIS makes this possible. You can extract the coordinates with just one single click. All the coordinates will come out. Do you understand? Everything will come out. So I'll show you now. So if you want to export it now, you go to your conversion tools. Look at the conversion tools. As I expand it, it brings out several other tools inside conversion tools. So now we have Excel, from GPS, from KML, from PDF. Those are the formats that you can do. From raster. Raster means image. Then from WFS, JSON, metadata. You've heard of metadata. Okay, then you have AutoCAD. That is what we were interested in. AutoCAD. So you just expand to CAD. Expand it, then export to AutoCAD. Then you see it there. Export to AutoCAD, that's where it is. You double click it, it comes like this. So it now tells you to input the features. So now, this also helps you. Okay, I'm not interested in the boundary. I only want to export the buildings. You can export only the buildings. I only want to export the roads. You can export only the roads. Okay, I want to export everything that I digitize. You can export everything. Do you understand? So now if you want to export everything, so you just, there are many ways you can do it. Is either you drag these things that you did, you drag it inside, or you select them one by one. Then once you are digitizing, please, there was something I missed. Once you are digitizing, you have to save your editing and stop it. So you go to that same editor that you did the other time. You save edit, and then you stop editing. So this is now the time that I can now export it. So if I want to export it to AutoCAD now, so I'll select all of them. I can actually go to my shapefiles here, select all of them like this, and press add. Okay. So I'll choose the AutoCAD files type that I want to use, whether 2007 format or the latest version format. Do you understand? It allows you to take that too. So this is the output type here. So I'm going to be taking a 2007 format, DWG 2007, and then the folder where I want it to save. Do you understand? You select the folder where you want it to be so that you'll not be looking for it. So I want to save it inside FSS tutorial. So I'll put it as FSS card. And then save, and then I press OK. And then it's going to execute, it's going to export it. So it has been exported to AutoCAD. So if I want to now open it on AutoCAD, so I'll now go to that my folder. You can see the AutoCAD file here. Can you see it in the AutoCAD now?